Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, DTTV. I've just popped out to go to the local Motor Factors WRS in Shepton to pick up the pre-tensioner. So it's a Gates one. Online their prices seem really expensive, like at £100+ However, they got one in for £70 next day for me, so that's pretty good. On eBay I think get it for about 65, but obviously you've got a bit of delay in the time for it to get you. So yeah, happy with that. I'm going to get back now and get that fitted. Oh, there's the camera. That's better. Go back, get that fitted, and should be able to then tension up the auxiliary belt, which will be quite interesting to see if it's all on properly. So yeah, I'll catch you in a minute. Hopefully next thing you'll see will be on a time lapse with me fitting the pre-tensioner and setting up the belt. So next time you speak to me or see me, hopefully it's all up in a minute. So that's annoying. The part that I got was as per the registration plate at the Motor Factors. I should have done it on the Gates number. I think it was T38202 is the one I needed, but the one they ordered in was T38205. The 205 fits as long as the power steering rack's not on, so the one I need is a much smaller one which goes just here for the pre-tensioner. So that's a little bit annoying. I was half tempted to take it off my other Ford Racing Puma one because that is the same as this one, but it just seems a bit pointless, especially when the other part, it's the 30th today, it's not going to be until the 12th, which is a bit annoying, but at the end of the day the engine's not going to be going in and I'm in no major rush for it. So I just have to wait. I was just keen on getting it in and getting the belt on because I thought it'd look good and it would just be another job done. But anyway, that's enough of that. I noticed when I was watching the video yesterday that on the side of these, the repositioner for the oil, some little holes on the side which need plugging, and I believe that these purple ones in this bag here, this is what I sent off to get powder coated. However, they came back as saying the type of metal is too soft to be zinc plated, sorry, not powder coated. So they came back as they went. So let's take them out, let's put them in. And then the other thing I'm going to do today is, which I'm really fancy doing, is giving the place a really good clean up. I'd like to take everything out the loft, take it all down and organise that, but for now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tidy everything up, sweep the place down, give it a clean up, put the engine in the corner, and then see about what I can do next. I think I might also empty this cupboard, take it all out. There were some bolts I didn't finish putting the base on properly, and screw all the shelves in, organise that and getting rid of some of the stuff. Refix this table probably, and organise things a bit better so it's a bit smarter in here. So yeah, let's put you on time lapse. Let's get these bungs back in and let's see what we can do with the garage. Oh, other thing, I've ordered 5 new ones of these. They're £2.99 off eBay, original Ford part. Oh, I've just noticed that my GoPro screen is smashed. Oh no, it's not, it's just the cover. That's good. £2.99 each. Are quite expensive for the 5, but get those replaced. The other thing I can do is finish doing that wiring loom I started at the end of either the last video or the video before, depending if I put the T5 video up. I need to get some more electrical tapes. A little update, I just put these 2 bolts back in here that were missing, and I fitted the 2 purple, annoyingly, purple caps that have gone in there. I'm not sure if I had to guess, I would suggest that is to put an oil pressure sensor in there, in these. Unfortunately, as I said there, I can't have them zinc plated due to the type of metal they are. So anyway, they're back in. Let's have a look at tidying this place up a bit. little update. Started cleaning the floor. I need to finish off the edging at some point, and you saw me probably battling with this here. Well, I need to lift these units up and I can't do it on my own, so I've cut them. I'll cut that one directly in half and fill that gap in there. I've started organising my tools. This was quite nice. If I took the Halfords kit apart and took the top and half bottom, they will fit in the drawers really nicely. I'd like to have put them in this box to slide them around, but the drawers on here are not quite as wide, so yeah, that's the reason for that. A little tidying up. So yeah, I'm just going to keep plodding on really. Just work my way from this end of the garage all the way through to there. It's going to take me a few hours, I think, but slowly getting there and making it look a lot nicer. Right, I just had another little pause. Put the battery charger up on the wall there. It's quite handy, as you can see. Close these drawers up for a minute. I came across the fuel regulator and it's connected to this little bit of carbon fibre. It looks a bit rough, so what I'm tempted to do is I figured out that, sorry, I'm running out of hands here, when this, stop and sort this out. This goes on here. Let's slide this on. Sorry, I'm all over the shop at the minute, just bear with me. So I've just put that on. This is the thermostat housing. This is the thing that these shop has to powder coated, and on here goes the coil pack. So the coil pack screws in on there. Sorry, I'm supposed to be cleaning the garage, but these things just got a bit excited for the prospect of sorting this out. So that would go there, that would go there, something like that. Anyway, the fuel regulator. Sorry guys, I was messing about a bit there, so hopefully you can see a bit better. So Warren made this bracket, which looks like the bolts line up with the top of the coil pack. So I'm going to loosely put a bolt in there and then just check the distances, because what I want to do, in fact, let me just hand tighten this up. Right, start again. So I've loosely put the coil pack on. These bolts are going to get cleaned up, these four that hold it onto here, and then once this is powder coated and shot blasted and powder coated, that will fasten onto there. So this rail Warren's made actually works quite well. It's just looking a bit rough at the moment, so what I'm going to do is, now I know I don't need any more length on there, I'm going to cut this off and round that off and smoothen that off with some sandpaper, make it nice. And then I'm going to do the same in there just to give it a nice look, because as you could probably all tell so far, I'm going for quite a smart looking engine bay, so I want it to look good and last well. So I'm going to take this, unscrew this back off now. I know I don't need any more. I'll give it a good clean up and then bolt it back on with these bolts. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, well, it's so cold I could just bring the heater outside, but anyway, that's that. The rail's on. I used a wire wheel brush, which you probably saw in the time lapse, to clean the heads of the bolts. They've come up quite nice. Put the leads on, so they're all in. Put another spare metal clip on that head there. So that's the fuel regulator on, the pressure regulator. So something else I didn't think I'd be doing today, but there you go, it's on. I'm really annoyed that I forgot to take the thermostat housing to get shot blasted, because that's sort of holding up that side of things a little bit, but that's not too bad. I did mention earlier in the video that I bought 5 new ones of these studs. I've got the plastic cover on there, those that saw the video the other day. There is like a foam padded cover which goes over this section here, which I'll probably look to get, because it just tidy that up a little bit underneath the black cover. But that's good to have a few more bits on there. I'm half tempted to re-drill this and move these holes closer to here and cut that, and then bring this over a little bit so it looks a little bit better, because I think if that's here it look good. However, I'm not sure the route of the other hoses etc at the moment, so I'm just trying to think which way. But does the fuel go in that way and then the excess comes out of there and goes back to the tank, or is that the in and then that's the any that's left over come out? I'm guessing that's putting fuel in and that's fuel coming out, which is the thickness of the pipe. Again, not something I know, somebody might be able to tell me that. Just trying to think what to do now, really. Yeah, that would look better there, wouldn't it? But let's wait. That's something that can wait till the engine's back in the car, then I can actually see exactly what's going on in terms of the position and if anything else is in the way. I've found some fabric tape and some black tape, so later on this evening from the TV I can finish off doing that wiring loom which connects to the alternator, these two here, maybe a couple of, might be that one, there's a couple of those as well, so something else to do. Yeah, let's carry on tidying up. As I mentioned before, I'm really glad this has gone in here. Makes life a lot more organised. I think I will probably look to tackle this shortly. I just don't really want to, but hey, it's got to be done at some point. And if I do tighten it up properly, then it does mean that I can organise stuff in there better. So all these other bolts and stuff I can slide on the shelves, I can, all the other bits that are over there that are completed, ready to go in the car, I can put on, and it gives me a chance to tidy some of the things up. So let's crack on with that. But yeah, glad the fuel regulator's on. That's just another job ticked off. Little updates. I started taking out bits out of here. I'm finding these are the bonnet hinges. They're not in the worst condition, but as I'm doing another run for powder coating, they can go down there. I found another bracket here, the main engine point that goes onto the, links the engine to the car. What else have we got? Just basically trying to empty all these shells, get to the bottom, finish building this unit up properly because it's not attached properly, then I can have a go at putting things back in. But yeah, I'll put all these little bolts and that in a bag now that they are off the hinge. Oh, off the hinges. Right, let's put this back and carry on tidying up. Sorry that this episode's a bit of a all over the shop and a bit of a random one. The garage has needed a much needed clean, as you can tell, so just slowly working my way through, and hopefully by the end of today it'll be a lot better working environment and a lot more organised for me. So yeah, we'll see. that's it for today. It's the 30th today, by the way, so it's been a bit of an odd day, really. I think there's going to be quite a lot of time-lapse in this video, and stuff working on the T5, so it's probably going to jump around a little bit, but hopefully it's another video to give you some more content. The garage is looking pretty good. I'm glad I fixed the legs on that properly. You probably see in the time lapse it was an absolute nightmare to get it all out, but I've reorganised that, put some bits and bobs on the car. That was my M5 that I had, 10-cylinder DT. That was the reg plate off. That is the reg plate off the green rally build that I'm doing. I'll probably put a private plate on that eventually. That is the original registration plate of my Ford Racing Puma, which is under there, which has now got D7 FRP. That's a spare plate for the trailer when eventually we trailer my Clio to the Nürburgring, which we're planning on doing next year. Me and a couple of friends are going to try, COVID aside, we're going to try and fit going to the Nürburgring in the van with the 2 or 3 of us, maybe 4 of us, towing the Clio on the back of that. I'd like to take the Puma, but realistically that's not going to be ready, so I'll be towing the track Clio that I've got in the T5, so I'm really looking forward to that. I need to start making plans on that. The garage is looking much tidier. I need to sort a few things out. I'm basically, in the long run, what I'll do is the shell I probably want to get into here on the side and then work on it in here, and then sort of mask this off with some to stop dust and everything else going everywhere. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Yeah, and so it's looking really good. Just a little organisation. Bike's up out the way. The next thing for me to do in the next video will probably be remove the heat shield off the exhaust, because I want to strip the red paint that's on the end of that. As you can see, the red paint there, and then rewrap it all, so that'll be the exhaust that's ready. Clean up the fuel tank lines. I don't know if to use the existing fuel tank that's on the car, the original Puma one, or get an aftermarket one, which would be pretty cool, but I think I'd probably stick with a standard one for now in terms of cost wise. And then it's over to the gearbox. I'm going to give this a good sand down with the drill bits like I did with the block and the supercharger. Then I'm going to spray that, and then once that's sprayed I can take the engine off here, which is pretty that much there now. As I said earlier on, I've got the wrong pulley, so once the new pulley comes in on the 12th of July I can put the auxiliary belt on. That should all be fine. Then I can mount the flywheel, the light flywheel, and the upgraded 5-paddle clutch. Then I can put this to the floor and line up the gearbox, and then organise this bolt and the alignment on the supercharger here, which you would have seen in my previous videos. And then from there, apart from finding the odd bolt that's missing and double checking and going through all the torque settings and getting the other few little bits on the side here, that's the other pile to go to be shot blasted and powder coated, it's looking really good. I've got the well, this mess to get through, really. I've got that short section of harness which I'm doing, so I'll continue doing that. But yeah, things are looking pretty good. I'm really happy how the engine's come out, really keen to get the gearbox done. As I said, the exhaust, the manifold's there, so I'll get rid of the redness on that. And then I will be in the market for a new one of these, because I want it to look better than that. I'm sure it's absolutely fine, but I'd like to get a brand new one if I can. I think it's off an ST225 front mounted intercooler, and I'd like to replace that and get a new one depending on the price. And then there's a few other bits down there I need to organise and sort. The panels here, I'm going to be running 2 separate bonnets. I've got this one bonnet with the vent in the front that looks like the Super 1600. It's also got this lump on the top, which I think is going to look brilliant. But when I take them for paint, I want 2 bonnets. I want this one I'm going to reinforce and get ready for paint, and this one because I'd like to get the lamp pod set up on it as well. I'll try and insert a picture here if I remember. So once all the other bits I've just talked about now that are coming together, hopefully after that it will start being panel prep. Now I'm thinking I should probably start on the chassis of the car, but I think I'd like to mix it up a little bit and prep the front and rear bumper, the 2 wings, the 2 bonnets, take the boot lid off the car and do that, and also look at getting 2 replacement Puma standard doors from the local scrapyard, because he's got 2 there and I think they're in good condition. So my idea is to get some plastic sheeting to put up around here, or just on the centre section here, set up the benches here, and then do the work all the sanding, etc., so I don't get this old place covered again, and it just means I'm keeping it this side, the mess this side. So in the next sort of few videos, I hope to be getting all the equipment that I need to start sanding and working down the car panels. Then after that, it will be a case of the shell, and now I know that's going to take a lot of work, but let's do the panels, let's get them done, let's hang them up on the wall once I know they're fully prepped and ready for paint. And then it just means that when I start the shell, it doesn't mean at the very end I've got to do all the paint prep. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. Sorry, it's a bit of a waffle at the end of this video, but I just thought I'd keep you up to speed what I'm planning, my intentions are, and what my plans are. But I hope you've enjoyed the last few videos. I've certainly enjoyed getting the engine to the state it's in now, waiting on a few other little bits, and yeah, I feel as though I'm really making progress at the moment. I just needed to get the drive back into the garage, so having this 10 days off for Christmas has been perfect for it. So I'll catch you all again soon, because for now I've got to get on